Hey family, welcome to the Pew.
It's the Pew, y'all.
Hey, we want to welcome and thank you for viewing the Pew. We'd like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yeah, un feliz Navidad, un tremendo feliz año nuevo, and happy Hanukkah.
And happy Kwanzaa and whatever it means to you. We're just delighted to have you here with us today. This is our second show. Oh, our second show.
We're doing it.
Hey, it's our second show. And we're committed to hearing from and being a voice for the people. Each show is going to be real. Each show is going to be raw. And most of all, Eddie, is going to be what?
Completely relevant.
It's going to be relevant, people. The Pew is where faith is unfiltered. Your responses to our first show have been absolutely overwhelming.
They've been blowing us up.
I mean, the good, the bad, and the indifferent. We want to thank you for supporting us. Now, please, whatever you do, get on your phone, call a neighbor, touch a friend, grab a friend, MySpace, Instagram, tweet, Facebook, do all of that. But tell everybody, turn to the Pew. Hey, Eddie, you've been working hard, man. Tell us what's up. What's up?
A lot of incredible things going on behind the stage, man. Incredible cast, y'all. And we're so excited about today. You know, in the words of Steve Harvey, I might not have his mustache and a little bit, tiny bit more hair, but Merry Easter, y'all, and happy Groundhog's Day to all of y'all. And we want you to stay tuned, y'all, and hear what we want from Santa, from Rudolph, the reindeer, and some of his elves to bring us as our gifts. Listen to this, we have a special gift for you.
Right.
We want to give you that part two in that real, raw, and unfiltered interview with Grammy Award-winning gospel singer, pastor, and TV show star Leandria Johnson.
Leandria Johnson. Yeah. Man, Eddie, are you ready?
I'm amped up, girl.
Eddie, you ready?
I'm amped up, girl.
Hey, let's go.
I'm ready, y'all.
Welcome to the Pew.
It's the Pew, let's go.
Hey, welcome back, family. This is our Unfiltered Faith segment. While many people receive their Christmas gifts early with the election of President-elect Donald Trump, there are others who have seen recent photos of some members of the House of Representatives and now are begging for more diversity and representation. Hey, guys, I mean, I'm just asking, is this what Make America Great looks like?
Now, which photo are we talking about?
I think you're talking about the selfie from Mike Pence.
Right.
Two things on it. I've got to say, I really like Mike Pence. Right. He seems like a great Christian guy, solid morals. Okay. But jump back a couple months, we saw Paul Ryan do a selfie almost exactly like this with the young Republicans, with an entire group of white people. And as an intelligent man, Mike Pence, why would you take a selfie with Congress and only have white people in it?
Exactly.
Like Congress is fairly diverse, but when you leave everyone out, it makes it look bad.
Was it intentional, the leaving, or was that just who
know
was
about
there?
Fairly diverse, but it is the most diverse, Congress that we've had.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me say this: Barack Obama's 2012, the 114th Congress, was historically one of the most diverse House of Representatives in the history of our nation.
Sure.
But even then, you only had 9% of black representation. The 115th Congress, which was just elected, has only 10%. But here's my concern. It would not only with the photograph, but with the reality of the situation. In the United States of America, you only have 35% of the citizenry, the black citizenry, that are represented by black representatives in the House.
Yeah, but that has to do with the elections and who elects them to get there, right?
Or is it gerrymandering, redoing lines in polling places?
Well, no, listen, the NAACP stated this. Their number one concern with what happened with the election is the fact that for whatever reason, blacks in America either feel like they don't have a voice or they are not running for these seats to get elected. Now, be that as it may, here's my thing, in agreement with you, with Mike Pence, and with Paul Ryan. You would think that with what's going on in America and the overall climate of race in our country, that they would make a point. I don't know about y'all, but when I take a Christmas picture, I make sure everybody gets in the shot.
But when you're taking a selfie, like if we're taking a selfie, this is who's here. And you go like that.
But when it's not,
I need the Latino from Chicago to please come and get in a selfie.
How about you let everybody know you're taking the shot?
But when it's not your concern, right? When it's not at the forefront of your mind, then you don't think about it. You know what I mean?
This is who everybody's here. Let's take a picture. And it never costs them much.
But Heather, you have to admit, it could have been impromptu, but guess what? If we're not in the house, I don't care when the photo was taken, if it's not enough of us present represented,
don't take the picture.
No, it's not about not taking a picture, because whether they take the picture or not, it's still a problem. Whether we saw the picture, there's a fact that remains. We're not in the house. And I don't just mean African Americans, I mean minorities, period. We have one Asian in that picture. Come on, give me a break. And in that picture with Pence, it's like, I think 2 African Americans were like, way back, on the
like
back
all the way
row.
in the nose.
So I'm
there was no intentionality.
Listen, there's only 47. There's only 47 black people in the House of Representatives. Period. Here's my question: why aren't more African Americans running for these positions in the House?
Hey guys, listen. This is all I'm saying. This is all I'm saying. I feel like the words of Rodney King.
Can we all just get along?
Can we all get along? I'm just saying.
Yes.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Oh boy.
Hey family, welcome back. This is another one of our unfiltered topics, and this one is going to be hot. In honor of Christmas, we want to give members of our cast a chance to talk about who has been naughty and who has been nice in 2016.
Oh boy.
God help us all. They can talk about others, but they can also talk about themselves. Family, let's really see who's been naughty or nice. I'm going to start with Church Boy.
Hey, I'm going straight to the top of my naughty list. Democratic Party, you chose the establishment candidate over the voice of change, Bernie Sanders, and you're getting your Christmas present early. Instead of a lump of coal, you're getting President-elect Donald Trump. And here's the top of my nice list. I'm at the top because I am going to forgive you and give you a chance in 4 years to correct that mistake.
Good job, Church Boy. Tiff.
All right.
I think I've been pretty nice this year, but one thing I feel is really, really, really naughty is the men who purposely break up with their girlfriends just so they don't have to buy a Christmas gift. Naughty. Christmas revoked.
Prince, come on, man.
I don't really have a naughty or nice list, but Tiff, I just want to comment. Says who? How do you know that's what they do?
You pick fights, generally speaking, picking fights. You know, you break up with your right before the holiday season.
Right.
Clearly, you don't want to buy no gifts.
Is it subconscious?
That just means you're dating broke guys. Hey, Eddie.
Possibly.
I want to hear Jaquetta.
Well, I'm guilty. Yeah. I'm on the naughty list.
Eddie, come on, man.
I want to hear Jaquetta, but first I want to pray for Prince. Forgive him, Lord. Forgive him.
I'm gonna put my hands on it.
Go ahead.
I will say I think the Grim Reaper has been naughty when it comes to Florence Henderson, Alan Thicke, Prince, not this one, but the real Prince. Wow. Can I just say Prince again?
Did you say not that one?
Not
real.
this one.
I'm real.
He was real too.
Okay.
His name was Prince Rogers Nelson.
That's right. You should look into the camera and go, I want to be your lover.
Purple Rain, come on.
I'll leave it to the audience. Who looks better?
Prince does. The original.
Good point.
Prince.
Listen, well, somebody who certainly has been nice to all of us has been our sponsor, the brand new hit game show, The Wall, brought to us by NBC and executive producer LeBron James. We're grateful for y'all and grateful for y'all believing in us. Merry Christmas.
Coming to NBC.
This is The Wall.
A new show that will keep you on the edge of your seat.
All right, drop it.
From top to bottom. Get the answers right.
Which of these is faster? Speed of light, speed of sound.
The Wall adds life-changing money.
$12 million.
But get the answers wrong, The Wall takes it away. The Wall, coming soon to NBC.
Hey, welcome back to the Pew, y'all. Our first program was an early Christmas present for so many because we hosted the one and only Grammy Award winner, pastor, and TV show star, Leandria Johnson. Now, Leandria's interview was so hot that we didn't need any eggnog or the non-alcoholic kind. Probably need the real stuff, but no. All kidding aside, listen, we've now got to bring you part 2 of that unfiltered interview, and here you go, folks. Merry Christmas.
You had 3 children. You were single.
But you're married now.
Yes.
Yeah. She's married to a great husband, Forrest.
Yeah, he took me off the.
Took her off the market. Hey, keep praying for the rest of us. But anyway, I'm just saying.
Let me rub on you, girl. Let me rub on you. There we go. Okay.
At the end of the day, it's so many single mothers out here. We're in the Christmas season. You know, you and I, we know what that feels like. ain't no Santa Claus coming down the chimney
No.
in their house. You know what I'm saying? And from the single mother, you ain't even in the club no more. I'm talking about we. You ain't got.
She
to
hadn't forgotten, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No,
So
talk about it.
I ain't forget. You know, I mean, you know, it's it could be whatever you really want it to be. When you have vision, you know, it kind of give you some kind of, you know, pathway or whatever. But the hardest moments are when your children ask you why I don't have a daddy. Those are the hard points, you know. So I take, you know, lights being off, I get that. Water being off, you know, I get that. And not having food, you know, food stamp, you know, they cut your card money. Or when it's supposed to be on, it ain't on. You been standing in line and got all this stuff on the belt, and you can't even get it.
But somebody,
I get that.
Somebody understands that.
Yeah, I get that. But when your child asks you why I don't have a daddy, that's when it hurts. That's when you sit up there and you be like, well, dang, do I just talk to Joe, you know, just because so my child can have a daddy, or do I just give myself to Kenny because my child want a daddy? You know, all that stuff play in your head, or my head rather, you know. So
You're not alone, sure.
So but at that moment, then I was like, okay, let me go back to this thing that my grandmother used to teach me. You know, let me talk to God. Let me establish a relationship with Him.
Wow.
So when I started talking to Him, He was responding to me like none other.
Wow.
You know, so, and at that moment.
In what way? What was He responding?
You know, it's just basically, you know, I'm here. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job.
Wow.
That's it.
Let's talk about this still really quickly before we move into another subject, because we do know that it's the holidays that are coming up. And there will be a lot of women who look like us, who are single mothers, who have children. And it is particularly difficult because you've got a high rate of suicide and things of that nature. What do you say looking into the camera and talking to a single mother who's in the shoes that you were once in to get them through Thanksgiving and Christmas? What do you say to them?
Well, I will say to all of you, it's hard, and life, it's certain times it sucks, you know, and it looks like you're not gonna see the break of day, but literally this works. You have to trust in God. You have to trust in God. You got to depend on Him, and if you don't know about Him, ask about Him. And the good thing about it is he is one that'll never leave you, nor forsake you, you know. And we hear this all the time, but literally it is what it is. It works. He works.
He works.
He works.
That's for sure.
So all that trying to go deep and saying all this kind of stuff, I mean, is trust in Him. Put your trust in God and allow Him to lead and guide you. That's all.
There's no way we can have you on the show and talk about singing. You said you were gonna do it, so
give us a verse or something.
Jeez. I'll sing this song that my husband and my brother wrote.
Wow.
It's called Better Days.
Wow.
So I'll just do a little bit.
My favorite.
Better days, better days, better days are coming. Better days, hey, better days, better days are coming.
Yeah. That was good.
Real good. Real good. Real good. You're going to end it on the note. Okay?
Oh, my God. Whatever you do, don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
You're watching The Pew.
welcome back to the Pew, y'all. We are inside the hashtag My Rant segment of the show. And today our rant is going to be coming from our lead host, CEO, Miss Crystal Smith. Well, like Leandria Johnson, our previous guest, y'all, she's going to be sharing today her rant about what it means to be a single mama and to be divorced. Now, Crystal, we know that you have Christmas wishes for all of our viewers out there. And we want to just see from your heart today, what is it that you want Santa Claus to be able to bring them?
You know, Eddie, I can really relate to Leandra on many levels from the place of being a single mother. I've been a single mom for 18 years, getting married young, getting pregnant young. One of the hardest places to survive is in the church. You know, we have the children's ministry, we have the married ministry, we have the single ministry. But so often, most people don't understand that there's another society that sits within the four walls of the church that's called the divorce ministry. Wow. And you know, my challenge to the people of God would be to focus, give a place inside of our churches for divorced people, because in the singles ministry, we can't necessarily relate to being single, especially if you have children. And if you've been married before, in the married ministry, of course, we don't fit there. And there's a place for our children, but there's also a need and a necessity in the house of God for people that have been divorced, because there's so many transitions that go along with that. So that's my challenge and my rant, that the churches give more focus and give a place and a space and remove so much judgment from divorced people, because you don't know the story.
Wow. Well, you know, listen, I mean, is Crystal being, you know, the Santa Claus are bringing the gift that a lot of single mamas and divorced mamas need to hear, or is she being the Grinch that stole Christmas? I mean, Heather, chime in. What do you think?
I am there. Single mothers, I think possibly more than any other female group in the church, have a bullseye right there, loud, just.
Bottom line, Crystal, I agree with what you were saying. I think, too, people need to be just more mindful of not just single mothers who have been divorced, because like you said, they don't know. You don't know if my husband died or what happened. And even if the marriage did end poorly, it is no one's right, particularly people in the church, where you're supposed to be able to come as you are.
I agree.
Let me ask you this question, just to flip it around a little bit. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but out of respect for how difficult it is to try to meet the needs of everybody in the church, at what point is a church becoming too segmented in its ministry offerings? I mean, at some point it gets ridiculous. You can't focus on every individual demographic in the church. So at what point are we going too far?
You know, you got it.
Okay. Well, what I was going to say was, I don't think that you can get to the point where you're too segmented, where you're focusing, you know, on everybody, and it's a problem.
Yeah,
I think you have
the carpentry ministry? I mean,
we're talking about a life-changing situation. We're not talking about a job, you know. And when you have a demographic in your ministry that's not being ministered to, that's not being sold into, you know, you are lacking in ministry. And this is a great opportunity for pastors, teachers out there, you know, in the community, to really stop and think about, are you witnessing and are you reaching out to the major demographics? Because it's not a small group of people.
It really isn't.
You know, that's an opportunity for them.
Fellow church people to be the hands and feet of Jesus.
Absolutely.
And I know when
Absolutely.
I went through my divorce, I had to step away from the church and find other recovery groups. Thankfully, there's places like Celebrate Recovery. And my ex-wife, who's now remarried, and we have 2 boys, but and is with her new husband, she had that. Celebrate Recovery. I'm grateful there's other places, but we got to get rid of the judgment, point blank.
What about the single moms that don't want to be isolated or singled out?
That would be me. And I'm a single mom. And one thing I would like to say is that women don't choose to be a single mother. And that's the thing. And I think it's unfortunate that we get so much judgment. The women get so much judgment, and then the men are able to be carefree and go about their lives and leave this terrible responsibility for a mom to have to, you know, fill in the gap and figure things out and be in survival mode 24/7. You know, so I think that more so than anything, the church probably needs to just figure out what they can do to help a single mom.
But be careful what you said, though. I mean, there are single fathers raising children.
I want to jump off what Tiff's saying, that you need to help these people. And maybe it's not an isolated group. You're just saying a lot of people aren't going to want that. But the church has a 50% divorce rate. It's the exact same as the secular community. And that is what needs to be addressed. Whether a divorce is warranted from either party or not, there's a lot of marriages that could be healthy with a little bit of guidance from older couples in the church that give that example to them. So if nothing else, if you have that, just kind of a mentoring of older couples that have been together 25, 30 years, just seeing that and hearing from them and their experience can mean all the difference.
You know, we just want to be able to say to all of our viewers today that, listen, you might have been divorced and you might be a single mama, you might be a single daddy, but be confident of this very thing. What God started in you, He'll finish it. You can trust that. Listen, guys, we want to be able to tease you and kind of show you a little bit about the incredible things that are going on here on the Pew, and we're going to kind of give you a little bit of tidbits, a little bit of segments of what's coming up in our next program. Take a look at this.
For the first time in history, a political party had a woman as its nominee for the presidency of the United States.
I believe that the reason why Hillary Clinton lost the election wasn't because of the fact that she was a woman. I think it's because of her political history.
Why does everything have to be about race?
At some point, we got to just pull up our britches and say, you know what, this is the hand we've dealt. Play the cards.
What do y'all think about Erica and the dress?
Are you really that desperate for attention in the church?
There was nothing wrong with Erica Campbell's dress.
Welcome back to the Pew, guys. Glad you got to see some clips from next week's episode. What we want to do right now is introduce the section #GoodVibes. We actually have a story today from a young man. He's not much younger than me. He's a student at Morehouse College, and he's been dealing with some health issues for most of his life. This one really touched me and moved me. This is not a story you're going to want to miss. So stay tuned in and check this out.
Hello, my name is Kyle Cobb, and I need a life-saving kidney transplant. But let me tell you how I got here. I was diagnosed with end-stage renal failure at the age of 12. Unfortunately, this ended my football career and all my aspirations of going to the NFL. But I didn't let that stop me. After about 4 months on dialysis treatments, I received a life-saving organ transplant. After receiving that organ transplant, I was able to accomplish a plethora of things. I started my own nonprofit organization, Kyle's Kids Foundation, where the mission is to subsidize the psychological as well as the physiological needs of the multicultural youth. Additionally, I was able to graduate top of my class from Grady High School. I was also able to meet President Obama in the Oval Office and a myriad of other awards and accolades. I got over to Morehouse College after graduating high school and was confronted with the same unfortunate illness again. The cadaver donor kidney that I had received in 2009 had scarred due to the medication that I was taking, which caused it to fail again, placing me in the same peculiar situation once more.
That was a great clip, but even more powerful, we have Kyle here with us himself. Hey Kyle, man, I was touched by your story, man. Tell us why you're here.
Well, I'm here just because I want people to know that if you are, healthy and living a great life, continue to do that. Don't do anything that could jeopardize your health. But also, if you are going through a health challenge, if you do find yourself, in that arduous process, that you'll be encouraged by me and someone who's continued to live their life and continue to try to do the right thing in the midst of all that is going on. And I'm just grateful to God, and I realize that as much is given, much is required. So,
I just want to kind of pull a few things out of the clips we saw from your life, man. Even though you've been dealing with this since you were 12, you turn it around and use that as a platform that you're trying to help other people. You started a nonprofit. How old were you when you started that?
Well, I was about 13 years old, and it was right about 4 months after I had just been diagnosed with end-stage renal failure. And so I had the pleasure of going to Camp Independence. And so that was a camp where, kids with heart transplants, kidney transplants, liver transplants, they had just been afflicted and gone through so much, but they were able to feel normal for this 1 week out of the year in the summer. Right. 51 weeks of the year, you feel like you're an outcast. Right. You feel like everyone else, doesn't understand what you're going through. And then this 1 week, you can kind of come together and fellowship with others, and that's such a great thing. And I just wanted to my vision is to have a place where they can experience that feeling. And not feel like an outcast 365 days a year. And so that's what I'm working towards.
And that was, when we were talking earlier, you told me about the vision you had for Kyle's Kids Centers, that it was not just a place that you could be around, that they could be around kids their age, but somewhere you can go to get their dialysis, to get nurses and everything there, because you were telling me that the only pediatric clinic in Georgia for dialysis was shut down. So now you've got, 12, 14-year-old kids getting dialysis with 65, 70-year-old people. And a lot of times, those older people don't even want to be on a list to get a donor.
And that's, I think, the biggest thing I try to do is like encouragement and try to let people know that this isn't the end. And you know, what's in front of you is way brighter and way better than what's in the past. You know what I mean? And that's just definitely what I want to preach and what I want to have Kyle's Kids Foundation, you know, set upon.
And see, something like that is really dear to my heart, man. I'm into fitness. I've dealt with a wide variety of men, women, and younger kids that have health issues, from high blood pressure, cholesterol, kidney issues, and different things of that nature.
Those issues, the high blood pressure, the cholesterol, the diabetes, those are what breeds, you know, the kidney failure. You know, fortunately enough for me, I didn't experience any of those. My kidneys failed due to degenerative dysplasia. And so my kidneys were just too small for my body. And as I was going through puberty at 12 and 13, my body outgrew my kidneys. And so that's how I was first afflicted. But you know, in the African American community and the multicultural community especially, those, you know, high blood pressure and not taking care of those things can lead to kidney failure and organ failure. And so that's where Kyle's Kids comes in as an awareness, you know, as a preventative measure, but also on the back end, if it does happen, we're still here to help you.
Well, listen, brother, your story definitely touches me. We can go on, listen, all day about this, man. I can tell you about my grandmother who's dealing with kidney issue, man. But listen, this is a great time to give. This is Christmas time. So listen, guys, make sure not only that you receive, but make sure you give. Reach out to this young man, and let's make sure we show some love in the Christmas spirit this holiday season.
So, well, and this isn't just given to just anybody. This is a man that he's spent his entire life fighting a battle and then giving money away that he could use for himself, because he's coming up on losing his insurance. You have a dead period there that he's going to have to cover $400,000 a year just to get his medicine and his treatments. And this is something you've been doing so much for everybody else. We want to help you.
Thank you.
And other than just getting your story out there, we want to help you today. We have his GoFundMe page. We have the handle for it. So if you want to give to Kyle to help his costs and everything, you can do that there. And another thing you can do to help, call Emory Hospital and you can ask to get tested for kidney matches. Call for Kyle Cobb. Ask him to do a match for you there. And that is the biggest thing for you now, because like you told me, your kidney that you got was a cadaver kidney, and all your medicines that you were taking actually scarred that kidney and damaged it. So you're only working at about 12%
right now.
Right now.
You know, luckily I do have some kidney function, but right now I'm functioning at about 12%. I experience dialysis treatments 3 times a week, and you know, I'm trying to still stay in school and still accomplish my goals. I have dreams of one day being an attorney. So, you know, I'm still trying to stay focused, and that my main focus is to remain focused on my goals and things like that. But in one word, I would like to say everyone at the Pew and everyone who's supporting and watching today, thank you. You know, simply thank you. And if it's on your heart to give, whether it's $1, $5, you know, $10, or even $100, I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate it.
And thank you for coming on with us today, man. Thank you.
I pray that we all see that Christmas is all about giving. Let's do what we can to help Kyle Cobb. Go to Kyle's website and give today. Keiki and Jaquetta, take us out. Let's go.
Oh, come let us adore